And action.
I don't know why it makes me geek out.
Hi guys, welcome back to another The Stories Between Us episode. Woo! After a whole week of people touching grass, doing work, signing documents, trying not to kill their bosses.
I actually like my boss.
Same.
I have been given the duty of question of the day. But before we go into the question of the day, did anyone get to read anything this week?
I must admit that I've been terrible again. I did not finish Fourth Wing, and I told myself I needed to do it. And I tried. Actually, no, I didn't try.
Oh, all right then.
I'm sorry, guys.
Tori, did you read anything?
I read a little bit more Wind and Truth. The percentage is loading, so I don't know how much progress I've made. And then I feel like I did read something else.
All right, so just because you read a book, fine. So, Win and Truth. Abby, what's the last book that you read?
Fourth Wing. No?
Fourth Wing.
But she hasn't finished it.
Before that was
And
Wind and Truth.
Do you have a favorite character from Fourth Wing already?
The dragon, whose name I can't remember at this time.
Taryn. Something like that.
The black
Taryn.
dragon, yeah.
Okay. And Tori, do you have a favorite character from Win and Truth?
Kaladin.
Oh, yeah. Kaladin.
Your favorite character and you switch bodies. However, you are a ghost over their shoulder. You can't direct them, but they're aware of your presence. What do you think they would do for 24 hours in your body?
So if I switched with a dragon.
Or that dragon in particular.
Yeah. Tarn's personality is now inside of your body, and you have to go to work.
Is inside of my body.
Yes.
And he's going to. It's like those movies where
Like Freaky Friday. You said
yeah,
something.
Freaky Friday. Yeah, okay. I think he wouldn't go to work. I think he would be like, "This is you, puny human." He'd probably try to hit his hand, or my hand
Test
on a
it.
table to test it and break it, and he'd be like, "Damn, you break so easily." And then he'd just complain all day about how shitty it is to be a human, and he'd be ready to switch back. That's what I think he would do. And then he'd try to breathe fire, and then all he'd get is saliva and spit, and he'd be like, "What is this?"
He'd probably go eat a ton of spicy food.
Yeah, he would eat a ton of spicy food just to feel like himself again.
Feel the burn.
That's what I think will
Okay,
happen.
Tori, what about you?
He would
You
go to
said
work
Aladdin?
because he has such a strong sense of duty that he'd be like, no, I can't screw up this person's life. I feel like he'd be very anxious about screwing up my life for me. But at the
He'd be in there. What's emotion? Oh my
yeah,
god.
yeah, he'd be like, okay, I'm gonna try my best, and he'd probably give it his all.
Yeah.
But he'd be very confused, very awkward. And then, you know what? I think after work, he'd probably try to enjoy life a bit. He would probably scare him. He'd be like, what do I do with free time? But I'd be like, Kaladin, go touch grass. Go to the beach, relax.
Right? Play your flute.
Yeah, play your flute.
Yeah. That's right. That was a good question.
So for me, I read this manga called Night of the Goblin, where this boy finds out that he's part goblin, and every 666 years, the monsters come to the human world and kind of hunt humans. But the last king of the monsters, made a rule that no monsters could hunt humans. So now that they're on the eve of the 666th year, the monsters have tried to break the boundary. So my favorite character is the black tortoise. He has a split personality between a turtle and a snake. And so I think that if he was in my body, he would probably try to mess with the patients that are in the hospital somehow. I don't know.
How would he mess with them?
So the snake personality is very mischievous. So he likes playing pranks. While the turtle tends to just be very laissez-faire and laid back. But I think if it was a snake personality that came to fruition, then I'd cause a lot of problems. That's my question for the day.
That was a really good question.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Really good question. Before we continue, I actually do have a random question. I was not asked the question of the day at all. I've been meaning to ask you guys. Do you feel like this happens to you? I'm going to describe what happens to me, and I want you both to tell me if this happens to you. Like, on the pod, I feel like I heard everything. I heard what you said. I heard what Sunil said. I hear what Pharrell said. And then when we're watching the recording, I'm like, oh my God, I missed so many things. Like when I'm rewatching the video, I'm like, there's little things that were said here and there. I'm like, I never heard that. Who made that comment? Or like, oh, that's what you meant? Like, does that happen to any of you? Or you like absorb all of the information in the moment and you're all good to go and there's nothing new in the video?
It does not happen to me. It's what happens to me is more like after today, I'm probably going to forget what we talked about. And then when I'm watching the video, I'm like, yeah, she did, everybody said that.
Wow. Okay, so I'm alone. What about you, Sonia?
Okay, so no, my point of view is kind of different. So like, while we're recording, I feel like I'm here in first person, but while like rewatching the videos, I'm like, haha, I'm like a third person party. So I'm like, did I really say that? Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You're so weird, Sunil. You're so out of pocket. And I was like, Abby, you're hilarious. And then I was like, oh, Pharrell's face is just,
that's what I miss, Pharrell's facial expressions. I don't always get them when I'm experiencing this, as you said, first person. And when I'm watching it on the video, I'm like, oh, Pharrell made that? I didn't know she made the face, and it's funny.
I feel like I'm always like super aware, you guys. So like when I see her start to make an expression, like I look at her.
We need to be more like Tori. But anyways, that was my question. Welcome to the pod.
We have our director's board. You guys did not remind me afterwards. I just remembered.
We did not remind her at all.
I think I was on Amazon getting something else, and I was like, oh wait, the director's board.
Yeah, I'm glad you got it. When you sent it in the chat, I was like, woohoo! But yeah, I did not remember or remind you. Sorry.
It's okay. It got done.
But yeah, welcome to the Stories Between Us. We have a lot planned today. Actually, no, not that much. I'm kidding. Stay on though. But as usual, we're happy to be here. We are all kind of exhausted this week, but we are pushing through because we love this channel and we're going to stick to it no matter what. So just like, subscribe, comment, and enjoy the rest of the show.
Okie dokie. I have 4 books for today. And some of them are so pretty. So start backwards. So this one is fairly popular on like Book Talk, Bookstagram. And look how pretty.
Once Upon a Broken Heart?
Yes, Once Upon a Broken Heart.
That is a beautiful book.
Right?
By who? I cut you off.
And look.
Oh, wow.
Look at this.
Oh my God. Oh, right.
Like, look at it.
That is gorgeous.
And then
I don't know what it's giving me Jane Austen.
And then the inside cover.
It's written by Stephanie Garber.
Yeah, Stephanie Garber. Now look at this. This is
it's something you could draw.
No, it's the paper craft. This is Rosie Thorns. She's the artist who did this. This is a picture of her paper craft. We have one of her paper crafts in the corner there. I'll show you later.
What's a paper craft for
here,
the ignorant like myself?
Let me get it.
Our wonderful girl is not here today. That was the update I should have shared. She's out living her best life, and she will be back next week.
This is where it's like the 3D. She cuts the individual pieces and then layers them out of paper.
Oh my God! I think you have shown me this before. For our viewers,
it's basically like she cuts like out every individual piece of paper, piece from paper, and like layers them to create 3D art out of paper. This is gorgeous, and it's a great book too. So it's Once Upon a Broken Heart. It's the first of 3 by Stephanie Garber. Technically, this is the second series. I should have included the other one. But, so you don't have to technically read them in order. I think it's better if you do. So before this series, she wrote another series called Caravel. It's another 3 books. And then this is a spin-off of one of the characters that is first introduced in the other series. Let's read the blurb real quick. It says, never make a deal with a fate. For as long as she can remember, Evangeline Fox has believed in happily ever after until she learns that the love of her life is about to marry another and her dreams are shattered. Desperate to stop the wedding and heal her wounded heart, Evangeline strikes a deal with the charismatic but wicked Prince of Hearts. In exchange for his help, he asks for 3 kisses to be given at the time and place of his choosing. But after Evangeline's first promised kiss, she learns that bargaining with an immortal is a dangerous game, and the Prince of Hearts wants far more than she pledged. He has plans for Evangeline, plans will either end in the greatest happily ever after or the most exquisite tragedy. Cannot speak.
I'm intrigued.
Yeah, it's like I said, the first one's Once Upon a Broken Heart, then the second one is, oh my god, what is it called? Is like a curse for true love. And then the third one is The Ballad of Never After.
The names are pretty cool too.
Yeah. No, they're super good. So that's the first series. Second series, this one is just 2 books. The first one's called We Hunt the Flame, and the second one is We Free the Stars. And it's a like Arabic inspired story, and it's I won't read this because this one's pretty long. But basically, all I'll say about it is like it's this girl, and she pretends to be. So it's like I said, it's inspired like in like Arabic stories, and women are kind of looked down upon. So there's lots of like sexism. So she pretends to be a male hunter and like hunts in this like forbidden magical forest, like in order to feed her village. But then she gets sent like on a quest to search for this like magical book, and at the same time, the prince of like the kingdom, he's an assassin. He also gets sent to look for the same book. So they're both competing against each other
cool.
too.
Enemies to lover.
So it's enemies to lover, magical quest
course.
type of.
I think you have me with the 2 books so far.
Like
Like I
that.
actually. Okay, random question. Should I read The Cruel Prince next, or should I read one of those next?
Maybe this one, because this is the author that's coming down now or next
okay.
or in September for her other series.
All right, we'll read.
So
We
if
Hunt
you
the
read it and you
Flame.
like it, then you can take this like your copy and have her sign it.
I'll read that one next. Read it with me, audience, and I'll actually read.
The only thing I'll say with this is, so I personally love the series. A lot of people think it has a slow start. I think it's fine, but up to you.
Slow start.
I don't think it has a slow start. Like, I'll read the first line. I think it's a great first line. And it's it's dual point of views from her and his. So
I love that.
Her first chapter is people.
I love that. I love books that do that.
Same.
Thank goodness.
Because I always wonder, what's the other side thinking? Like, even in 4th
Yeah.
one, I keep wondering what, his name's, what name again?
Zayden.
Zayden. I was going to call him Zane. Zayden. I keep wondering what Zayden's thinking. And I know we get a chapter at the end, but I wish they did that.
It's still point of view. And look how she starts each of their chapters. So her chapter is first, and it says the first sentence, or the first 2 sentences, people lived because she killed, and if that meant braving the hours where even the sun was afraid to glimpse, then so be it. And then his chapter starts, people died because he lived, and if that was the only way to carry forward in this life, then so be it.
Oh, I love that. I'm sold on the book. I'm sold.
Right, like that's such a great way. Like
name
they're
it again,
opposite.
please. I know that she's probably gonna put it up, but I want to read it now. Sorry.
So I will actually, guys, I
and
will
let me
actually
say
finish 4th Wing this week. It's just a little bit left. I've just been struggling. And then I'm going to read this one.
And I forgot, the author is, I'm sorry if I mispronounce it, Hafasa Faisal. Faisal.
So you said we chase the flame, right?
No, we hunt the flame.
We hunt the flame. Okay.
And then the second, and there's only 2 books, and the second one is called We Free the Stars.
Is it, you said it's a series?
Just 2.
Okay.
Okay. And then third book on the series is Rebel of the Sands by Alwyn Hamilton. Another one of my favorites. I feel like I reread this one every now and then. And this one is also like Arabic, like inspired. Like there's like a sultan, and it's like a desert kingdom. And there's like genies, but they call them jinns. You know, like you rub the lamp and they come to life type of like jinns, like genie type things. And if they have kids with humans, and the kids are born with like some type of magical power, And so basically it's called Rebel of the Sands because the Sultan is like a dictator, evil guy, whatever. And so she joins up with the rebels and they're trying to overthrow. And I don't want to give too much because it's like spoilers, but it's I love the romance in it and I love the story. And it's 3 books. And the quotes, like her writing is just so good too. Like I have some of the quotes from here as like my favorite quotes. I have to find them. I have them listed on my phone. Like I have like 2 favorite quotes from it. And I have them on my Instagram because I did fan art for them. And I included it in the... Okay. So, starting with... So at the end, and this is like a couple talking to each other. And one of them says, "What do you think happens when we die?" This is a girl speaking. And he responds and he says, "I think they burn us and we become dust and ash. And I think the dust that was me will spend until the end of time trying to get as close as possible to the dust that was you out in the vast desert." Oh. And then...
That is so sweet.
And then my second favorite quote is...
Lyrics.
Right?
That was... Oh,
We
like,
can't
that's
get
so
one man to
romantic.
talk to me, so.
right. I'm gonna just write that note and just slip it. But just say that to me.
And then the other quote is, "Maybe there was nothing after this life, and maybe he and I would be dust forever, searching for each other in the wind. But that wouldn't be all we were. We would be stories long after we were gone." So that's my other quote from there. So that's that series. Mm-hmm. There's 3 books. It's amazing. And then last, but certainly not least, is, I think I had already talked about this one before, but I hadn't included it as a book rec, but it's a darker, oh my God, what's A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab. Oh, this is the one that I had mentioned, Sunil, that he does like dark magic to save his brother's life.
Yeah.
So basically what this one is, there is 4 Londons that all exist, and there's Black London, Red London, White London, and Grey London, and they're all like alternate dimensions of each other. But like every London doesn't know that the other exists, except for Red London. Red, Black, and White know that the other exists. Grey doesn't. And it's about this guy named Kel, and he's one of only 2 people in the world that can do blood magic that allows him to travel between the Londons. And he was adopted by the ruling family of Red London, so he's like technically a prince, but like not by blood. And so the story is like there's a darker shade of magic. There's like evil magic that's seeping through the Londons, and he's trying to stop it. And he meets up with this girl in Grey London that's his romantic interest, and they're able to travel together, and it's kind of like their adventure. And then I'll say my favorite quote from her, from like the female main character, is, she says, "I'd rather die on an adventure than live standing still." And then I have it memorized like the first, but I'll just read it out. I also like the way she starts this one. So the first chapter is called like The Traveler. And it says, "Kel wore a very particular coat. It had neither one side which would be conventional, nor 2 which would be unexpected, but several, which was of course impossible. The first thing he did whenever he stepped out of one London into another was take off the coat and turn it inside out once or twice, or even 3 times until he found the side that he needed." I don't know, for some reason when I read that, that line always stuck with me. Like, Kel wore a very particular coat, and his coat is like very iconic throughout the series.
When was that book written?
A while ago.
I was about to say the prose sounds a bit older.
Yeah, no, it's
Aged.
an older one.
It sounds aged, yeah.
Yeah.
So there's 3 books of like the original series that came out years ago, and then last year or 2 years ago, she wrote another book in the same series that takes place 7 years after the 3rd one, because it kind of left off like where you needed to write more. So she's now starting to write again. But it's been years. 2015. So it's been 10 years.
In more 2000, but even like 1993.
Oh my gosh, no.
No.
Because of he wore a very peculiar coat. It just sounds like
Wordsy.
back then.
I also reread that one every now and then.
Where do you find time to reread? I want to know. I'm struggling to find time to read once versus rereading.
Because I feel like when I reread even faster than before. Because also, I will admit, sometimes when I read, like when I'm rereading, like for this series, for example, there's multiple points of views. And and there's like one of the characters I just particularly don't care for his point of view. So I just skip it when I reread.
Okay. Alright, that makes sense.
Yeah. Also, I have sometimes, like, I'm not always just driving myself. Like, if my sister's driving me, then I can sit and read in the car.
Okay. I do wish, I know this is like first world problems. I wish I had somebody to drive me. So one, I ain't got to deal with traffic. And two, I could just read on my way to work in the back. I guess that's why we have Ubers.
I can't read while I drive. I get motion sickness.
Really?
It's only happened to me once or twice, like on long road trips. But for the most part, it doesn't happen to me.
What does motion sickness feel like? I've never had it. Oh, it's just like
extreme nausea. But I get it really bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Understood. Well, those were some really good Those are some really, really good recommendations. I'm very still hung up on We Hunt the Flame and the first one. I can't remember the name right now.
Once Upon a Broken Heart.
Once Upon a Broken Heart. Those really, I'm intrigued. So We Hunt the Flame is what we will read next. Please read along with us. I'm saying in about 2 weeks. When does the author come down to Florida? When I leave our podcast recording, I am going home. I'm going to cuddle with my kittens. I'm going to cuddle with my cat afterwards. And then I'm going to bed. Sleep. S-L-E-E. Club bed. And then I'll have to leave my house tonight. But that's okay.
But she's coming for a different series. September 27th. She's coming for the second book in her other series, which I do have. It's called Tempest of Tea.
Damn.
Which is like a vampire.
Tempest of Tea?
A Tempest of Tea. I don't know if you remember one of the writing prompts. I actually got the idea based on it. And it's a girl and she runs a tea shop that sells tea, but they actually sell blood to vampires. So it's like an illegal nightclub tea shop where vampires can come get
I remember an illegal tea shop, but I don't remember the vampire.
No, because when I did the story, it was that one where it's like, oh, you can get emotion. So I said like, oh, you can go to the tea shop and get your.
Okay, that's what I remember. Yeah. Yes. Okay.
No, but this one it's like it's vampires that are like they're illegal or they're hunted or whatever, like by the government. Like people know they exist in that world. But anyways, they go to her tea shop. She's like an underground like mafia boss type thing, and she runs her illegal blood trade tea shop.
It's amazing what the mind can come up with to put in the story and make it interesting.
You know, it was really interesting, and the second one comes out now, which is why she's coming down to Miami for her book tour.
So should we read that one, or should we read We Hunt the Flame? I really want to read We Hunt the Flame. You sold me on We Hunt the Flame, but if I have to switch,
it's up to you.
Okay, we'll figure it off camera. There's no movie talk, no book talk, or well. I guess actually no. Back up. It's everybody's turn because we need to talk about Fourth Wing and any movies. So book/movie talk. So for Fourth Wing, as you all know, I didn't read a dime this week, and the reason why is I'll say this is because I think I'm just struggling to read the last bit because I don't really have any. The point that I stopped, there's no conflict pushing me forward to keep reading.
I mean,
at the moment, I know something happens, but where I stopped in the book, there's nothing really.
Would a spoiler help you keep reading?
Okay, I'll take a spoiler because at this point.
What should we say?
I'm curious as to what spoiler you're thinking about, Tori.
Well, the end, the big cliffhanger.
Okay, no, not the big cliffhanger.
Not the big cliffhanger? Okay.
Just something that will make me want to take the book.
Oh, I mean, well, probably, and then if you were like halfway through, and probably like the next chapter, there's going to be a huge fight and somebody dies.
Is that the cliffhanger where the person...
No, that's a different cliffhanger.
No, that's not a cliffhanger.
Okay, who does?
But the person who dies is really sad, though.
Yeah, I will say their death got me.
Their friend?
Mm-hmm.
Do you really want to know?
Yeah, tell me. Because I've been struggling to pick up the book.
It's Liam.
And his dragon.
It's mostly because his dragon dies that he dies. Or is it the reverse?
Yeah. Wait.
No, his dragon, the dragon dies, and then
It causes him to die.
it causes him to die.
Remind me who Liam is again?
Liam is the funny one, the cute, like the
He's
nice.
the funny guy, the
he's-
one who's always like.
Well, no, maybe that's Rudak.
The guy that carves the dragons.
the super strength guy who he's super perfect, like he was acing all of the tests and
yeah, and he's so nice to her, like.
and what's the main character?
Oh my god, I literally just came to the page and she's like, hold on, and she's like, I'm fighting not to cry. Like, she's Violet's flying. I whispered to Liam, fighting not to cry.
He actually dies. I really liked him. Her man trained him, right? What's his name again?
Zayden.
Zayden.
Yeah.
Why am I struggling with Zayden's name? I don't know. But Zayden trained him. I remember.
I literally just opened to the page where she's trying to save him, and she's like, she's like having a meltdown.
So wait, why does he die?
Because they're having a big fight, like a big battle, and his dragon, I think he went to save somebody.
Sounds about right.
He tried to save somebody, and his dragon gets attacked.
Basically eviscerated by.
Yeah, he's being eviscerated, and there's nothing we can do.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
His raw scream shatters my heart.
He's like asking her, "Take me to my dragon. I want to be beside my dragon."
Yeah.
While he's there dying because his dragon is dying. So I'm like,
no. Okay, all right. I'll pick.
And his last words. Aw.
What's his last word? Yeah, man.
Leslie literally hided it. His last words. It's Zane finally shows up, and it's like him, Violet, and Liam, and he's like, "It's been my honor." Liam's chest rattles as his lungs struggle, and then Zayden replies, "I know my brother."
Damn. Okay, I'll pick up the book.
My heart is clenching so hard right now just because of Leo.
That is a little sad.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, yeah. She's such like Liam, who never complained about being my shadow, who never hesitated to help, never bragged about being the best. He died protecting me.
Well, this just got sad. All right.
That's literally like you're probably almost there.
I am like
that's probably the next chapter.
I know. I literally read 95% of the book, and I've been struggling to read the last 5%. All week, I'm like, I should take this book up. You know what I did instead? Watch the Apothecary Diaries.
Apothecary.
Oh, well, that's
I still can't say it right.
That is okay.
I don't get it. Apothecary.
That is fine.
Apothecary. You're just missing the th. You're saying apothecary.
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 Yeah.
Apothecary. I thought that's what I said the first
You
time.
said like apothecary.
Maybe it's my accent.
Apothecary.
Maybe it's my accent. I don't know. But okay, that's what I've been watching. So all week, let's say I got off work and I'm like, okay, let's read. I turn on the TV and I watch Apothecary Diaries.
It's a great show. I actually finished it with Alicia last night. We finished season 2, and I ordered her the book, the next book that happens, because it's based on the books, not the manga.
Oh.
So I ordered her the 5th book, which starts right where season 2 left off, and actually she should get here today, so that's going to be her next book that she starts. So it's a book series.
Maybe I'll do that. I really did, I guess we'll switch into movie talk then. I'm really enjoying Apothecary. You have me so self-conscious about saying the word now. Apothecary Diaries. Okay, I got it. For the viewers, if you haven't watched it yet, if you're into anime, it's a great anime to start with. Basically, it's like a mystery where you have this really, I don't want to say monotone. Is monotone the word?
She's not monotone. She's very blasé, just very blunt.
Yeah, very blunt.
Laissez-faire.
Yeah, laissez-faire, like
attitude. Yeah,
she's kind of like, I don't want to be up in nobody's business. Nobody tell me your business, but at the same time, she's like up in everybody's business, solving the problems.
Yeah.
So it's like a mystery.
She's in
thing.
everybody's business because she's really smart at solving problems.
Yeah, because she's dragged into it. She doesn't.
She's not even trying to be there. It's like, hey, can you come solve this thing? Ugh, I'd rather.
It's Jinchi that's dragging her into everything. He's like, so I have a new mystery for you, and she's like, really? And he's like, yeah.
She's like, this again? So yeah, it's like that. And she has no emotions when it comes, very little emotions, expressed emotions when it comes to like everyday things. But then if you just tell her about a poison or a medicine. She has all the emotion in the world. She starts boom flicking and frolicking and just happy. And it's just really, really nice and really cute. But she solves these cool mysteries, and it's like a Sherlock of anime, I guess.
Yeah, but it's set in Imperial China.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call her a Sherlock of anime because there are several Sherlock animes, but she's very good at solving mysteries.
Yeah, okay. Not as good as Sherlock, but
It's not to say you can compare. It's just very different.
I guess. I was just trying to say, like, the mystery solving.
Yeah. And there's
Persona.
just a sprinkle of romance.
Yeah, a sprinkle. They're really,
A
they're...
smidge. And there's not a lot of fan service, which is why I really, really like it as well. Also, I must say why I really like Apothecary Diaries is because of how true it is, of how they do child switches and, like, just to hide a child to make sure that they survive, or they do things like that to make sure that they can continue their line.
Yeah.
And the punishments. Like, they don't pull punches. Like, they throughout the show, they're like, if one person did something, the whole family going down for it.
Yeah, that did happen.
Oh yeah,
They got the whole family out. You gotta get out.
But that's exactly how they are in, like, olden Oriental and also in some Oriental countries now today. That's how, if you make an offense to a royal family or to someone higher up within their domain, they can exercise, like, their extent of the law based on what they practice.
And without giving a spoiler, because I know you haven't gone to that part, also the part where it's like, if one of the higher ups gets injured, then their subordinate is gonna get punished for it. And I was like, poor, like he knew that he was gonna, that guy was gonna get punished for it, but he still took. And I was like, poor guy.
Oh.
You'll get to it.
I'll get to it. Okay. Well, yeah, I've been really, 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 really enjoying it, and that's why I haven't read Fourth Wing, so I hope I get a pass.
We'll forget it.
You do get a pass. I wholeheartedly give you a pass.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's a good excuse.
Thank you. Anybody else have any thoughts about book talk? If not, I'll just move on. All right, cool. So we'll move on to the next segment. It's my turn. My turn. Are you all ready? It is game time.
No.
Yes, let's do it.
You don't need any paper. You just need your brain. You're going to need a lot of brain cells today.
Oh, girl.
So pull them out the
My
closet.
brain's not working today, but we'll try.
Come on, man.
Collect all 3 of them and make it work.
I don't have 3. I only got 2.5, maybe at best.
Bang them
2
together.
just knocking around in there.
And see what happens. Okay. So this game is it's like Wrong Expert. So I'm going to give you that's the name of the game, Wrong Expert. I'm going to give you a random ridiculous topic, right? And you must speak with total confidence for 30 to 45 seconds.
This is like my speech class. Go up and give a speech about pink elephants.
I'm giving y'all like PTSD. But yeah, so you have to speak with total confidence for about 30 to 45 seconds as if you're a world-renowned expert. Everyone else can ask follow-up questions, but the expert must keep the nonsense going without breaking character. And so, yeah, if there's a slip or a laugh, I was going to say your turn ends, but now we're going to be laughing. I already know that, so that's okay. Do you want a demo one? Tori's always ready to jump in. What about you, Sam?
No, I want to toss me into the deep end. Let me drown.
I love it. Okay. All right, Tori, I'll start with you. Talk about how to train goldfish for synchronized swimming competitions.
Okay. So the first thing that you want to do when you're training your goldfish for a synchronization competition is first you want to double check the temperature of your water. This does affect the performance of your goldfish. You want about 50 degrees you want about 20 degrees Celsius, which is about 78 or 80. Actually, I'm not sure on the conversion, but look it up. It's around, I would say, 80 degrees Fahrenheit. So you want to double check the temperature. You can buy those at like PetSmart or one of those stores. Make sure you get one. And like I said, I would say that's the number one that's going to affect your goldfish's performance. Second, I would double check the feed. There are, steroids and all this other stuff. Don't go into that. They will test for your goldfish at the beginning of the competition, so you don't want to be disqualified. So just be very careful with the type of feed that you're giving your goldfish.
I have a question.
Sure.
How do you get the goldfish to synchronize in their swimming?
So, well, number one, practice. That makes perfect. So you want to make sure that you really have your team. So if you don't have enough players, swimmers yourself, reach out to a friend. Or I think you can even rent some, like for the day. You can take them home for the day and use them at home and then return them to the pet shop afterwards.
Who's the current
I have a
synchronized?
question.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Does it matter what country the goldfish is from?
So, not really. I mean, it just really depends on the training. I mean, historically, goldfish from China and, more, Asia.
But what if there's a language barrier?
So, actually, there is a standardized language for the competitions. It's bubbles and pops. So, if you don't know it yourself, I would recommend getting a translator. Duolingo does offer classes. And you can learn that way.
Who's the current goldfish synchronization champion?
And Mr. Goldie Plop. and he hails from the southern region of China. He's been the number one for the past 5 years.
Oh my gosh, she was amazing.
Oh my god, that was perfect.
That was amazing.
You did not break at all.
That was phenomenal. You exceeded all my expectations. You literally jumped in after like 1 second. Okay, I'm ready.
I told you this. My professor, Miami-Dade, I forget his name. He was great. He was literally, we had to do one on pink elephants. I had to go up. Pink elephants hail from India, and give this whole long speech about it. And I feel like being in law school that really helped too. So
probably,
and
I still would have needed 5 seconds to think about it, and then
I feel like I've had a lot of practice. Model UN 2, I did specifically what's called crisis, which is they come and they throw crisis at you, and you have to think on your feet and solve them.
Oh wow!
So
okay, you have.
I've had training.
You have a quite a follow up to do,
Fill.
Huh?
Oh God.
She has big shoes to fill. That's what she said. Okay, are you ready? So
no.
Well,
let's go.
Your random sentences or topic you have to talk about is the secret history of why ducks can't work in retail.
I like that.
Thank you very much for the opportunity to be here and to share this information with you. As a HR in duck hiring processes, this is a huge problem that we're facing recently, and I'm just happy to share this information. So the reason why we can't have ducks working in retail is because honestly, their mentality is very quack. Okay? They don't listen well, and they are very temperamental, and they're not all about customer service. They don't take advice very well, and all the information and all the constructive criticism just flows off their back like water. So if you need someone who works very well in retail, you have to have them focusing on the customer and not just getting the paddles in.
I have a question.
Yes.
What's the worst duck incident you've had in retail?
So there was a case where a customer came in and they wanted to get something for their goose, but the duck got very offended because he thought he was being treated like the ugly duckling, but no, it just wanted to be a goose suit, not a duck suit. So he got very offended and started attacking the customer, got very crazy.
I have a question. Have you guys done any studies or trials to see about implementing different strategies as to how exactly we could actually get ducks back in the workforce?
It's not that they can't get into the workforce. They just can't work in retail. We've had them do deliveries with our store department. If they can't handle flying because they can't fly very far, we have them go cross ponds to the other end of the lake or something to get the delivery going. They just can't work with customers face to face.
So I have another question. What do you guys have to say about the whole duck lemonade stand issue? And if you know what I'm referring to, it's when somebody was running a lemonade stand and there was that one duck that kept coming back and being like, do you have any grapes? To the lemonade stand. Do you know what I'm talking about? You don't know what I'm talking about? Oh my god.
This is why you need Pharrell.
She would know. Do you know what I'm
That was a big
talking about?
controversy, and thank you so much for bringing our attention to it. The
This
thing
is
is,
wild.
a lemonade stand is a lemonade stand, and regrettably, we're unable to provide the grapes at the lemonade stand. So we have improvised where we have a grape store for the ducks, should they need it. It's not widely advertised because it's it's a very small movement for now, but we hope with this interview that the word will get out and go through word of mouth around town so that the ducks can get their grapes.
Okay. That was very well done.
That was super good.
I was stressed.
I didn't think y'all would be this good. I was gonna attempt one, and I did not plan in advance. I promise. Like, I asked ChatGPT to generate some sentences, so I didn't plan in advance. I have no.
First thing that I
backup.
thought of when you said ducks in retail is the duck song. How do you guys not know this?
What duck song?
This one.
Hey, bum bum bum.
Got any grapes? It's a long song. I won't play.
Just sell lemonade, but it's cold and it's fresh and it's all homemade.
It's like this little song in animation. It was like wildly popular in like 2015. Literally would hear it everywhere. I still see memes about it pop up every now and then.
You definitely need Pharrell.
But
for
it's
this.
a guy running a lemonade stand, and the song is about a duck that keeps coming up to the sky every day and being like, "Do you have any grapes?" And every day the guy's like, "No, I don't have grapes." Like, fuck off. At the end. And then at the end, the guy has grapes, and the duck's like, "No, I just want lemonade." And the guy's like,
Oh my god.
Oh wow. Okay, yeah. Never seen it.
It's
I
so
feel
popular.
like Pharrell, when you watch this, can you comment and let Tori know?
I know all my siblings do. Like,
Yeah, none of us. Sunny and I are looking at me like, huh? Okay, the one I'm picking is the next one. Well, it's the fourth one. But how to make friends with a ghost in under 10 minutes. So
I like all of these. These are good.
Right? Thank you. Yeah,
Oh my
I wish I
God.
could take credit. Okay, unlike Tori, I need a second to think. Okay, I think I'm ready. Thank you all for having me today to speak on this topic about how to make friends with a ghost in 10 minutes. Ghosts are very elusive, and so it is very difficult to make friends with one. Step one would be to find a haunted house. So you have to do the research to find the best type of haunted house. You want one that's old from the 1700s, that's really, really dark. Darkness is important. That's when the ghosts come out. And then you want to go there and you want to bring the ghost spirit snacks, which I don't know what they are.
I have a question. So you were talking about going to go find an already haunted house. What about making your own? What is your position on creating your own ghost? That's how I'll word it.
That is absolutely banned in the ghost community. We do not recommend creating your own ghost because that would include committing a crime of taking someone's life.
But what about the ghost population of problem of underpopulation? It's a really big issue, isn't it?
Actually, no. In recent years, there has been a lot of deaths that have been occurring due to natural disasters, and so there've actually been an influx of ghosts. So we have not been having that problem, which in turn actually gives all of you the opportunity and more ghosts to make us friends.
Okay, so continue. How do I make friends?
So I was saying that you want to put out their favorite snacks, so you're going to have to do a history. Who died in that haunted house, right? So you're going to research and figure out, okay, what was that person's favorite snack? And then you're going to bring it to the haunted house. And when you show up, you need to wear all black. Do not wear white. They will be offended and they will just scurry off. So all black. And you put
Why?
out their favorites because they're like, why are you dressing up like me?
So
I'm
it's
a
cultural
ghost.
appropriation.
Yes, it's cultural appropriation to dress up like the ghost. And so you have to wear all black. You do not want to offend. Do not look them directly in the eye. Just like bend over their favorite snacks. And then when they come over, if they take up the snack, then you've made a friend.
I have to bend over for a ghost.
Yeah.
Do you want to be friends?
What do I get out of it?
Yeah, they should want to be friends with me. Yeah.
So the benefit, well, I can't answer that question. To answer your question, the benefit of having a ghost is that you can set them on people. You can have them haunt people for you. It's very good for exacting revenge.
Interesting.
Do you have any more questions for me today?
No, but was that actually 30 seconds?
I have no idea. I feel like, was it shorter, longer?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't
yeah.
know.
I'll take it then. Pretty good.
Thank you. It was very hard to follow all of you.
Oh my goodness.
Anybody want to take a stab at a bonus one?
Sure.
Tori's like, yeah.
Let's
Okay,
see
let
if
me
I can, if I mess this one up or not.
I'm trying to find.
Trying to fail me?
I'm trying to find one. That one's too easy. Oh, I love this one. The political system of ants and why it's better than ours.
Okay. So as we so,
You don't need 5 seconds?
no.
You don't need 2?
No. So I'll start with saying that I think it's pretty common knowledge the ants have a queen system or a monarchy, and there's the queen ant and then all her followers. It's kind of like the bees. They have the queen bee and then all the other bees. So, and ants live in colonies. They're underground, we usually don't see them, but the reason why this system works better, having the queen, having the ant workers, and living all together in the colonies, and I'm not sure if you guys have ever seen pictures of ant colonies, but they're pretty extensive. Ants are actually really good architects. They're really good handy workers. They're really good at building a system of tunnels connecting everybody together. And I think this is a strategy that we can implement in today's society. And actually at one point we did in other societies in other countries, not America. There's been lots of very community-centered or community-focused neighborhoods or organizations. And I think we see a lot of success in those where families stay together. Like you can be like, this block is, you know, the Gonzalez family block. This is the Taylor family block. And even though they're in their families and they have their different sections and their units, like for example, their streets or their blocks, they're all still interconnected and they all still, yes.
I do have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Doing my research and my reading on the ant political system, I did see that there was the ant wars from 1812 to 2000.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's a great reflection of their political system. Can you explain why that's better? What happened in those wars?
Sure.
And why
Okay.
their system is still better than ours.
So the ant wars of 1812 actually a really big
to
misconception.
2000.
To 2000, yes.
That's a long time.
Yes, it is. But the biggest misconception I would say about that time period and the war specifically is, I would say the biggest misnomer is the name itself and calling it the ant war. But what actually happened was the ants were actually infiltrated by the termites, which to the naked eye, a lot of people actually get them confused and they look the same. So this was actually really a attempted coup d'etat by the termites. They infiltrated, they tried to pass themselves off as ants, and then they went in and they attacked they integrated themselves into the families, took over certain blocks, and then they try to get neighbor to fight neighbor, and they started all these.
Daniel has a question.
Yes, Anil.
How do you deal with the prejudice or the antist and elitism of flying ants versus worker ants?
That's actually a really good question. So obviously there's a lot of prejudice because the, ants or the creatures with wings think themselves superior to the, non-flying, ant community. However, I think it's, very different. They each have their strengths and the weaknesses. For example, the non-flying ants, they can actually lift up to, I believe it's 2 or 3 times their own body weight. And so it's very easy for them to still get by and still have their own strengths and weaknesses. And on the other hand, the flying ants are actually more likely to be eaten by birds, to be swatted away by people. There's a lot more dangers associated with being up in the air when you're so small. Yeah.
What is the political system, the ant community, doing about the starvation issue that they have for the non-flying ants?
Yeah, so actually that's a great question, and a lot is actually being done. So as I mentioned, ants can lift 2 to 3 times their body weight. So they're really good about being able to find large chunks of food that could feed a lot of people in the community. And then I'm not sure if you've ever seen, but they're really good at communicating with one another, and they form long lines where they can start like the pass it down type of thing to be really efficient. So they've been really good about sending out scouts to first locate different areas of food. And then they go back.
Did you read an encyclopedia about ants or something before
No,
this episode?
but for some reason I actually do have a lot of knowledge.
That knowledge is randomly in your brain.
Like I feel like I had seen like a real, like, did you know like the ants actually can perform surgery on other ants?
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So I just have random,
Oh.
real quick. And actually, I haven't really read it, but I just really love random knowledge. That Edie for my birthday gave me a book, and it's called The Book of Random or Unusual Knowledge. I have it there.
That makes so much sense because you were able to jump in.
Yes. Question. Go ahead.
So, hi. I'm sure everyone knows the New Colonist Post, the newspaper for the ants and the creepy crawlies. And I saw it advertised. Where the humans have created a powder that once we touch the powder and spread it to the colony, we end up dying. Do you have anything in place to fix that issue?
Yes. So actually, in schools, we started a kind of like a DARE program for this powder, and there's also a different type. There's liquid ones as well that as soon as they carry it back, it looks like water, but when they carry it back, it's actually a poison, and it ends up killing entire colonies at a time. It's a really big issue, and we've had pamphlets, we've had started an organization, we have people going. Yes.
What pamphlets? Like.
So it's a little brochure that explains how to differentiate the powder from other types of food and how to differentiate the liquid from water. Yes.
And the pamphlets are for who?
For the ant colonies. We take them and we spread them out at workplaces and schools.
Okay,
I think they're called a leaflet.
Yes, the leaflets. Thank you.
wanted to ask, like, how are you making
can
the
I say
ant
it has been
community
way
aware?
more than 30
It has
seconds.
been, but I got questions.
Go ahead.
Since you're giving the pamphlets in the schools, what about the ants? How are you spreading awareness in the ant community? Are they made aware?
Oh, I'm talking about the ant schools and the ant workplaces.
Oh.
We also have door-to-door salesmen. And actually, really cool fact, since they are printed on the leaflets and we're using edible ink, it is food afterwards. So another way to address the food starvation problem. It's another way we're addressing it.
My last question. That is crazy. My last question is, what language do ants speak?
In clicks with their antennas.
How do you put that in the pamphlet?
It's like Morse code. You can punch them. Like the little, it's like punched out. And it's, like Morse code. You can write out Morse code with like little dots, but it's just punched into.
Punch out the clicks of the ants onto the.
And that's why it's
pamphlets.
edible, and that's addressing the food starvation issue.
So I guess Sonia has one more question.
Last question, and then I gotta go.
Okay, understood. This is the last question. So let's say that the ant was damaged and they're unable to use inklet. Is there a secondary form of communication that the ant can use? Like, what can they do to circumvent that problem?
Yes, how are you serving your
Disabled community?
disabled
disabled
ants
community,
community?
Yeah. So that's what I was mentioning earlier. So they've the ants have really addressed the issue of like surgery. So we actually have videos where they have like cut off like pieces of legs and then like reattached it. Or like used other, I think there was one where they used a twig or something in the place, and it's kind of like a prosthetic. So the ant community has been making a lot of advances in the technical and medical sciences.
Tori, you killed that.
Oh
Yours
my
was
God, that
longer
was more
because we
than
had to
30
ask more
seconds.
questions to try to throw you off your game. Whoa, you did not let us throw you off your game. That was really good.
I can't believe I said something like the New Colonist Post. Funny.
That was really fun. I had a good time. Yeah, that was it. That's it for the pod today. Go outside, touch grass, go read a book, and then log back on and watch another video of ours. Please like, comment, and subscribe.
Bye.
Bye.
That's about it.
Pass the board. Pass the board. Pass the board.
Yay!